That was some epic running away and getting a beer very quickly there. That was
very good. I only remembered just as you hit go.
It's very energetic for a Monday night. Oh, very, very energetic.
Hello, everyone. I'm done now.
Hello, everybody. It's Friday. It's not Friday. It's Monday. It's Monday night.
I wish it was Friday.
I really wish it was Friday night. It's Monday. It's season 6, episode 31 of the one, the only, the Plastic Crack podcast. There's 2 of us this week, but there might be.
It's allegedly going to be 3. Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. We've sent out the beacon, like in Batman, to see if Ken will turn up. The beacon is lit. We don't know if he's going to show up yet, but he might do. So keep an eye. He may just randomly appear.
By beacon, do you mean compensation claim?
Oh yeah. Claims direct beacon. It can be seen from miles around, and normally invites him to pick up some free stuff. So yes, Ken may be here. He may not be. Dom is away somewhere.
We're still not sure where he is. He put up a castle from Wales.
Yeah, we think he's in the Marches again. I think he's in the Marches. So I think that's where he is. Yes. Tonight's subject, we're talking about before you invest. So if you know a new game's coming out or a new supplement or a new expansion or something like that, do you do your research or do you just...
I know what you do. And it's really good. So before I invest in anything, I check to see if they're on Flags of War. You right, Ian?
Hey!
Yeah. I check to see if the flags are available. Yes. Flags of War.
So that's always a great option to start off with is check out Flags of War. Hello, Ian. Hope you're doing well, mate. Yeah, because it just seems to be at the moment. It seems like rules are coming out every other week.
There is a lot.
There's a lot coming out, and are you? So we're going to have a bit of a discussion. Do you jump on the hype train? Do you invest blindly and just jump in feet first and not give a flying crap about whether or not it's good or not? You just want that. You want the new game, the new shiny figures, the new rule book, or are you a bit of more reserved, show a bit more due diligence? Watch the report. Watch the reports. Read the articles. We'll soon find out. It should be interesting. There was some really great comments on the Facebook group, so I'm going to read those out later. I especially like Matt's approach. He just lets Robin buy them.
I mean, that's a tried and tested method, for sure.
Brilliant. Don't forget, we are sponsored by the chaps over at Boards and Swords Hobbies. Use the code PCP5 when you check out on the web store to get yourself an additional 5% off your already discounted order. Any issues or can't find anything, give Ian and the chaps drop them a line, and I'm pretty sure they'll be able to sort you out pretty smartish. Big thank you to everyone that's watching on the catch up. Always appreciate that. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment.
You're shilling well.
Shill all over the place. Links to channels and what have you in the description below. I've got all that out of the way, haven't I? What anything else that I need to?
Facebook.
Oh yeah. If you aren't a member of the Facebook group, you should be. There's another link in the description below. Like I said, Dom's on holiday, so the gates aren't as manned as they usually are. But we have seen a decline in the amount of models and 3D designers. So I think Facebook are doing that. And another thing, Facebook is still doing the spammy thing. So if you do post in the group and your post just doesn't appear, it's likely been caught up as spam. So just drop one of us a message and we can get it released as soon.
I know it's ridiculous because some of the things that do get through, which are like the bots,
yes,
is that we haven't hit. It's fine. And then someone will just put up, I can't remember who it was Newsphere, wasn't it?
Yeah,
today it was Newsphere today. It was like your spam.
There's no rhyme or reason. Apparently, it's happening all over the place on Facebook. It ain't great. My Facebook's actually back to normal. I came off it for a while. Well, not didn't come off it, but I was really going on because I just wasn't being recommended anything wargaming. It was just complete rubbish with the occasional group article. It was So I'm.
Mine's gone mad. I've just been hitting that cross in the top corner. Just. Yeah.
I block and report so much stuff on Facebook. It's unbelievable. It shows up in my feed. It's not meant to be there. It's getting blocked and reported all the time. I hate it. I hate anything that's not, the type of stuff that people are posting you don't want to see. It gets blocked and reported. I'm just when it comes to stuff like that. Anyway, let's see who has joined us on this Monday evening. So Bill Dutton, Bitsy's here. He is.
Oh, dude.
Oh, he's sick again. Oh, that's not good. Are you feeling well? So he's painting 10mm Samurai and Epic 30K models. Brilliant. Bit of a small scale thing going on there. Nick Dawson, Red Steph, Rich M, East Norfolk, Benjamin Christiansen from a rainy Denmark. He's painting a Sturm Tiger tonight. Good stuff. Lionheart's Paul Burks is painting some characters for Rangers of Shadow Deep.
Oh, excellent. Excellent.
Allard Roberts. Hello, Allard. We're doing well, mate. Mobile and Hostel. Trevor Hodgkins. Something different for Trevor. He's painting some dwarfs.
Aha.
I've painted dwarfs for, years. Martin Hoey, Neil Oldham, Graham Prego, Pat Neal, Mark Riding, Nick Games, David Thu. A cool but dry autumnal evening on the bonny banks of Loch Lomond. Good stuff. Dan Justin is painting some Orc Boar Boys. Are they the old world ones that you're doing? Yes. Really, really good. Mike Schubert. Right, everyone can calm down. The real Steve is here, so we can start. We can start properly. Laser Pirate Painting is working on some more World War II stuff tonight. So 20mm rapid fire reloaded. Carazette, Dutch Army painter. Ed James working on some Peninsula French. Any drummers, Ed? Any drummers? We need to know this vital information. Well, I don't, because it gives me chest pains. Joseph Kananovitz. He's doing the markets and barricades from War Games Atlantic. Hope everyone is doing well.
Excellent.
Good stuff. Mutton Chops, 234 models done this year. Starting on the Footsore Outlaw Warband next. Hoping to hit 250 models painted this year. One day I'm going to do that. I'm going to actually, January the 1st, I'm going to start making a total of everything I paint throughout the year.
Yeah, but I did that, and then Dom just comes on here once.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. It's just no. It's like if he wasn't there, I mean, he just brings down the coefficient, doesn't he? Because he just his level, his speed and numbers of production. I mean, his last hobby update, he was like, I just produced this unit. It's like that would take me about a month to paint. You've done it in a weekend. Anyway, rant over. Traj from it's bloody freezing up here. Yeah, it would be. Steve Harbour painting ACW, Mikey Blake, Andy Stocker, War Game of Kent, more British infantry, Noosphere. He's working on. We open the retina spawning a fresh batch of mutants for Zona Alpha. Look forward to seeing those because it's just lovely work you do on those. It really is lovely stuff. Nathan McGowan from a dark and chilly South Wales. He's back to painting some Confederate Zouaves. Dave Benton, old school FRP. Glenn Paints. Glenn, how you doing, mate? Louis Baby, Major Clanger, Big Small Worlds. Recruit Painting, always working on a Baron's Retinue for Grand Melee friendly tournament at Firestorm Games in a couple of weeks.
Cool. That
sounds really good. Double Dip, David Kerr, Lynn, War Games Hobby, David. Oh, yes. Well, we would do the metal intro, but we either forget or we get shouted at.
We get told off.
We get told off for bringing a bit of.
We'll have to see if we can sort out a new one. What we need to do is get everyone in. Is there anyone in the chat that can play well? Actually, no. Being able to play metal well isn't a prerequisite, really.
Not really.
I love that because people when people say it's like, no, I like it because it sounds raw. You mean bad?
It sounds bad. Yeah, this is why I play bass because no one cares. Mortzek, hello, Jonas. Are you doing well? Campbell, Johnny, Joseph Hudacek, Rob Hobden is here. Big City, hello. What's what? I always research on my wife to give the chance of me game. Yeah, that's for your general health.
Very wise. It's very, very wise.
Very wise and very, very, very. It's good for your general health and safety. Bloodgang, I'm trying hard not to FOMO into new games. Interesting, we'll be talking about FOMO later and whether that dictates people's approaches to new releases or new games. Hobby Brush, hello. Shakers and Spurs, that James, are you doing well, mate? I need to shill so I can afford Old Hammer. Yes. I'm certainly finding out that it's an expensive pursuit. It really is. Dermot Connolly, John Shepherd, 5 minutes to myself. Evening all, long while since I've caught a live one. Well, good to see you here. CC Audi from a cool Colorado. Robin is here. Kevin Sturdy. Hey, Kevin, hope you're feeling better, mate.
Yes.
Glad to be on the PC pit.
How you doing, dude?
How you doing? Yorkshire Dragoon, hello, Tim. Simon Temple 3. Even you're back after a few weeks away. Good stuff. Again, good to see you. Shay Sarah from Germany underwater. Doesn't sound good. Tell you what, the rain on here on Saturday, it rained for about 12 hours non-stop. It was ridiculous. There we go. So everybody is here apart from Ken. Like I say, he could show up. He might surprise and just appear from nowhere. We don't know yet. But there we go. So, Martin, what have you been up to the past week?
So Ken has replied.
Yo, I see.
So he put, I won't say what he actually wrote. He put, "Oh, sorry, completely forgot. I am out with Laura, Sophie, and with Anne. We got offered last-minute tickets to a show." I mean, to be fair, he's probably got the better deal. He's definitely. He made Indiana Jones. He chose wisely.
He chose what?
I watched Last Crusade with my daughter Tessa at the weekend, and she was most impressed up until that moment, and she was not happy.
Well, because he chose wisely.
No, because of what happened to the dude before.
Oh, right, okay.
She had no problem in Raiders.
Yeah,
with the facing thing. She didn't mind that, but the getting old and then sort of decaying thing, she had a problem with that. And she was turning around going, "Why would you show that to me?" And then she went and told Haley.
The last time I watched evil. The last time I watched Raiders of the Lost Ark, my girlfriend was here. I was trying to explain to her that as a young me, why that scene was so terrifying. It's even now it still scares the crap out of me. It's a bit where it goes up and his face just changes. It's horrible. But yeah, wasn't
it's a good. What have I been doing? I don't have any pictures to show. So I have been. It's been. I've had to. Real life has had to take over just a little bit for this week as I prepare for big inspection at work. I have been working on more scenery. So as you know, I did the church that's over there. So now I've got the next sort of large scenery pieces to go with it, which are these two sort of medieval tenement buildings.
Oh, nice.
Like that. So I'm working on those. And then they've which Robin printed, and then they've got this kind of cool sort of lean-to that sort of goes in between them like this. So it goes like that. So I'm working on those. I've got a whole load of siege equipment that I'm working on, and I've just got a lot. I mean, hopefully I'm ahead of myself here, and I might be able to get some more figures finished for CrackCon that I've suddenly realised that I don't necessarily need, but want on the table. So I've got those. But other than that, it's been quite a lot of unfortunately, real life stuff and getting ready for a big inspection at work. But I'm working on some more Middle Earth stuff tonight. So I'm going to see how that goes. And yeah, it's been interesting. I'm just looking around. I feel like I have done more, but maybe I haven't. Just getting ready for bits and bobs. So
that's always the way. You think you've done more than you actually have.
But hopefully next week I'll be able to show off a load of stuff. I've got ideas for about 10 different videos that I want to make. I've also got a sort of what's the right phrase? I have a bunch of things that I want to review, and I can't decide whether to just do one big video reviewing them all, or do lots of little videos. I feel like lots of little videos is probably the way to go to give each thing a spotlight. But it also takes longer to edit. Whereas if I just do one, I can do a book club video and just do loads of books and I can, stuff like that. So yeah, that's kind of where I am. What about you? What have you been up to? More
old hammer
40k.
Yeah, more. I have more stuff delivered. So yeah, I did a video yesterday about what I'm up to, so my chaos stuff. So I actually started. I found an article from I was reading a White Dwarf from October 1996, and there was an article in there about kit bashing Chaos Space Marines, and I remember reading it back in the day and thinking, yes, this is brilliant, because people were encouraged to do a bit of kit bashing and converting of their chaos stuff back in day when people were playing second edition. So I did some old school kit bashing. It actually took me a week from actually going through bits boxes to making the video. It took a week to do these, but they're finished and there they are.
Oh, they are cool. I really like kind of the robe on the one in the middle. That's the
Delac gang is from Necromunda.
Oh yeah,
it's the lower half of one of those.
That's very cool.
Thank you. So it's mostly Horus Heresy stuff, Betrayal at Calth, some Maggotkin of Nurgle, just old Chaos Space Marine stuff. It's really, I tell you what, drilling those holes in them for the weeping wounds. That took me about an hour and a half. It was ridiculously painful using a pin vise to drill out those holes. But yeah, what else have we got? So there's so I used some Plague Bearer heads on.
Yeah, that's cool.
On them, I don't know. I spent like almost 2 hours just going through bits boxes trying to find different bits and pieces. So there's the guy with the robe. So that's the bottom half of a Delac.
Oh, nice, yeah.
From Necromunda, and the left arm, the Power Claw, is from one of the Cataphract DI Terminators from Betrayal at Calth. The head just reminds me of the guy from was it Dungeon Master, the computer game?
Oh, with the broken, yeah.
Reminds me of him. And I found a bunch of old Chaos Space Marine backpacks as well. And then we have, I really like the guy there with the heavy bolter and the deer antlers coming out of his head. It's just great fun to paint. Really, really enjoyed them. Really took my time over them as well. And this is what I'm up to so far. So this is my Chaos Space Marine army at the moment.
Cool. Ah, that's classic. That takes me back.
I'm sticking to. I'm not sticking to any kind of legion. I just want to do. Well, it's just basically
Chaos Undivided.
Yes, exactly. A buffet of chaos, shall we say?
Buffet of chaos.
Because you could do that in second edition. You could take anything you wanted. And I mentioned last week I took delivery of a set of 5 Chaos Terminators, which if you put the entire weight of them into a sock, you've got yourself a pretty awful.
I know exactly which ones you mean now.
Absolute chunky miniatures, they really are. I had a Chaos Sorcerer from 96 delivered on Saturday, got soaked wet through. Got to collect that. And I also picked up a really sort of cheapo old Dreadnought as well from eBay, which I'm going to be butchering over the course of a week.
A Chaos one or a...
No, it was the standard Marine, the boxy standard Marine one from about 25 years ago. I mentioned last week, you can't get them anymore. Everything's Primaris. You can't get them new. I knew I'm going to do some pretty horrific things to them. But I've invested in one of those green stuff rollers.
You did get one?
I'd got one, yeah. A bunch of green stuff. And I even bought some green stuff tools as well. So I want to up my green stuff game. So I'll be doing just old school converting of Nurgle. Because Don's right. Chaos is always the way. Yes, you are right there. Thanks, everyone. Those stuff's really common. But yes, and they're actually on the base, James. They're on the base, not stuck to them. Although my dude hasn't combining Chaos Space Marines with Turnip 28. Oh, cheers.
Is that still not just what Nurgle is?
Well, yes. Here we go. Dungeon Keeper. That was it. Dungeon Keeper.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as I saw that head, I was like, yes. It's a smorgasbord, and it really is. It's a smorgasbord. So I have 2 land rays on my desk now. He said he's expanding. Expanding foam, covered them with the foam, moved it in and about, and left it. That's a really good way of doing it. Expanding foam.
Yeah.
I was watching some really cool green stuff tutorials last week. I'm not very good at it, but I've decided to get better. And what could be any better than nurgling up a dreadnought? So that's going to be my plan for this week. And I'm going to. I said to my girlfriend at the weekend we were doing a delivery order, so I was going to put some Vaseline in the delivery order, and probably get put on a special list at the same time. Yes. But apart from that, yeah, it's it. I'm really enjoying it. I was going through old White Dwarf as well. Nobody had the card inlays for like new strategy cards, new wargear cards.
You have to cut them out. Yeah.
Slowly adding. Yes. So I've been slowly adding those. But it's just been really good. I've been watching old school videos, and yeah, expanding foam is a good way to glue your models to your hands. I can well imagine. I don't think I trust myself using expanding foam. I think that's going to go everywhere. But no, it's something I'm looking forward to. My green stuff. I need to up my game. But there we go. So productive week for both of us.
Yeah.
Right. So now we know that we're not going to get any unexpected Kens rocking up. Tonight's theme, unexpected Ken. It's like unexpected item in the bagging area when you go to a supermarket check.
I hate the bloody.
But I told you the other week. I went to my local supermarket for the first time in 5 years a couple of months back, and I had an existential crisis at the checkout because it just nothing was working. So I hate those things. Yeah. Yes. So before you invest, like I said before, it's not just me, is it? But there are rules coming out all over the place.
Yeah, there are.
I mean, barely a day goes by without news of an upcoming supplement or a new rule book or potentially something on Kickstarter or being crowdfunded like that. And given that we've got such a massive breadth of choice when it comes to selecting or choosing a war game or a system or a rule set or a book to get involved in, what do you do? What are your steps? Do you, like I said before, do you immediately jump on the hype train, traveling at 500 miles an hour, stopping at Disappointment Central? And
I feel like we're speaking for Dom here. Over certain rules, over one very particular set of rules.
One particular one, but I think it's happened quite a few times with Dom, hasn't it? Where he's picked
There's
up
only one. Well, we know which one we're talking about.
Well, there is that. There is another one. There is another one as well that he kind of got involved. No, that's actually no. I can think of 3 off the top of my head with Dom. There was SPQR.
He's got Yeah, no. What was I going to say? There was. Oh, yeah. No, I know. Yeah.
Then there was Silver Bayonet. Remember he. I don't. What was the reason for that? Did he not like it, or did he?
No, he painted it, and then I think I just don't think anybody wanted to play. I didn't think anyone wanted to play with him. So he didn't have any. He had no drive to do it, and also I think it just was too weird. I don't know. I think he had a moment of madness, and he gave in.
Dom have a moment of madness. Never.
I know, never. So what? So there is. You're right though. There is a lot of new releases and things coming out at the minute, especially rule sets. This year has been quite a small. I'll say again, a smorgasbord.
Oh, it has been.
Of, rules.
Like I always say, though, I mean, that in this particular time in the hobby, if you pick up a conflict or a scale or a type of rule system, chances are someone's going to be able to cater for you. whether it be a massive mainstream release or sort of an indie system on something like War Games Vault. And so, yeah, just interesting what people do. What's the first? If you know a new game or a supplement coming up, it's not been released yet. What's the first thing that you tend to do?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Sorry, I'm the only one on here with you today. So, see, right, we've discussed this before, but if we're going to use the FOMO, I don't really feel that I suffer from FOMO. I don't. I'm interested in new releases, but I'm kind of content to let other people play them and then tell me if they're good. The only rule set that I have pre-ordered in the last few years, not counting the right, I'm not going to count the supplement for the Wars of the Roses for Hail Caesar,
Okay,
because that was obviously a given. That I wanted to get that, and also the re-releases of the second edition of Hail Caesar and the second edition of Black Powder. There's actually only one new set of rules that I've pre-ordered in 5 years, probably.
Blimey,
that's Midgard.
Yes, I pre-ordered Midgard.
That I pre-ordered because I was that excited. That one I sort of. I think James is in the chat, so I've got to be very careful about what I say because I still want him to come to CrackCon and put his awesome game on. But I was aware of Midgard, but you know when you start getting so much information from places that you sometimes get a bit. I'm gonna wait for it to calm down, then look into it. That's sort of what happened, and then I sort of started looking a little bit more into it. Then I saw the videos that James was doing with Rich, and because it's Arthurian, and I happen to have this, mad love for Arthurian stuff, and I didn't know what to do with mine because I was playing ducks a bit, but I wanted to do something else with them, and it just gave me that push to give her. And then he was at CrackCon, and then he came on the stream, and then just even before he came on the stream, it was being pre-ordered. So that I got really excited about that because it kind of ticked a lot of boxes for me. So I guess taking Midgard as the example, I suppose it's a hard example because Midgard is almost like a universal rule system, so it doesn't really necessarily mean a particular. I wanted to make sure that I was able to play, so I already had a half an army, if you like, or 2/3 of an army. So I just wanted to sort of research mainly into the rules. Like, what's required for the rules? Is it single base? Is it multi-base? Is it casualty removal? Those kind of things will affect me quite quickly with a rule system, because I don't want to play a rule system that contains elements that I fundamentally dislike or that I don't get on with. So I'm not trying to now think of one off the top of my head, but I can't. But there's a couple of deal breakers sometimes in things for me, or things that I'm just not mad keen on.
What you mean, like not being able to re-roll a reroll?
No, we don't re-roll a reroll. I still haven't found it. Still think, is it only Blood Bowl? Did we decide is it only Blood Bowl?
No, we found out I've been playing it wrong for 30 years.
So is there a game where you can re-roll a reroll?
Should be. If not, why not? Damn it.
Well, as long as you have a resource, a limited number of times you can do it, then someone says surely Bolt Action version 3 had Martin the most excited. I was excited to see what they'd done with it, to see if I liked it again.
Bolt Action 3 made me leave the Bolt Action group.
We're just I couldn't enjoy Bolt Action game.
I couldn't cope with the amount of. I mean, I used to love the Bolt Action group. It was a great resource for miniatures and people painting. That sort of 3 months run up to the release of third edition, it was like, what? Someone used to post miniatures in this group. All we've got now is people complaining about everything about a book's not been released. So I just came out straight away. I just wasn't having it. I never went back.
I guess if a new set of rules is coming, or a new period, then I would want to be sure that I'm going to enjoy the period, and to me personally, because of the history of life. Okay, so let's take this. There's a lot of medieval rule sets coming out at the moment, And that varies between people who think that medieval stuff is literally just guys whacking each other with swords in chainmail, and then there's a little bit more to it, and then you've got these narrative games, and then you've got more listy games, and so for me, research on the period that they're trying to represent is quite important. For me, it might not be for someone else. Someone else just wants to put some 100-year war models on the board or some Vikings on the board and have at it. Then fine. But is it what you're trying to represent? So, for example, Pillage, I think does the raiding warfare thing really, really well. I personally wouldn't be able to see myself. I'm not saying I wouldn't do it, using it for something like 100 Years' War. Now, obviously, raiding and that did happen in there, but I just kind of feel like I feel like there's a definite theme to rule sets where they almost have like a primary period in mind, and then sometimes other ones just kind of feel not tagged on, but a bit of a stretch. So a good example would be Nevermind the Billhooks. So Nevermind the Billhooks is written primarily with the late 15th century or 15th century Wars of the Roses in mind. It does work for the 100 Years' War, but there's the Italian Wars bit. And it doesn't really. I mean, it looks like, so you can play Nevermind the Billhooks with Italian Wars models, but it doesn't really represent Italian Wars warfare. And I'm not just talking about the size of the pipe blocks. Do you see what I mean? But ultimately, it's still a really fun set of rules. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So this is how I feel about Saga. I really like Saga for the Age of Vikings. The idea that you are building a legend. That's the whole point of the original Saga, was that it was a saga. Your tales around the campfire, your warlord is an epic hero who can take down half an army. You've kind of got these special rules, almost divine intervention in some cases, and I quite liked it. It was kind of very, very low magic, if you like, and I thought, that really, really works for that period. And then they did like the Alexandrian one or the hop, we have like the hoplites. I was like, this it doesn't work for me, even though weirdly you've obviously got more magic and fancy at sort of like that time. It just didn't hit it for me. I was just about okay with again Arthur. I think it would work with Arthur, but that's just me. That's my personal, the feel I get from a game. What about you? Do you sit there and kind of go? Is there a couple of things initially that would put you off before you even? Yeah,
mine's changed.
Strap in. Here we go.
Over the past sort of 2.5 years, because I really, really enjoy small scale skirmish games now. I look at the size of the game. If I've got to paint hundreds of figures, I will not be investing in it. As much as I like painting, I don't like painting massive amounts of figures. I just like painting a reasonable amount that I can take my time over. So that for me now is a big consideration is the amount of miniatures required that I don't already own a barrier to entry. I think World War II wise, I think I've got enough in my bolt action collection to be able to turn it to most World War II games, and even if I needed to add a few bits and pieces, it wouldn't be that much of a bind. But if I had to sit down and paint 100+ miniatures for a new game, I don't think I'd be able to do it. I think that for me it's a big one. It's figure count.
And we're talking 28 mil here, though.
28 mil, yeah.
Would you still consider that if you were playing like 15 or 10 or 6?
I mean, even the 10 mil armies I've got, they're not massive, but you can still have good, quite fairly big games with them. It's never. I used to be able to paint loads of miniatures, like loads at a time, and it didn't bother me. But I don't know whether it's because I'm getting older. I just don't have the patience or the concentration to mass paint huge units. If I was going to do something, it would be probably. I love painting those 10 mil fantasy figures. And I was randomly recommended a video yesterday that I was watching about the 10 mil World War II range from Pendragon, and they look lovely. They look really nice. So if I did decide to go at that level, and I've got a couple of 15 mil World War II armies as well. And while they're quite big, painted a lot, but it didn't seem too sort of onerous or
no,
it wasn't. It didn't get boring.
Well, isn't that because you were doing Flames of War, weren't you? And a couple of like
it was Flames.
Yeah,
it was Flames of War figures. So it was old group that I was building it for. But those two armies could easily be used now for chain of command. They could be used for bolt action at 15 mil, rapid fire battle group. There's loads that I could do with those. I've even got a third sort of a Soviet army as well. But I might give a yellow card to Ed. Should try Napoleonics, D. I hear Black Powder is a great skirmish game.
I mean, that's so. Would you so first point of entry is before you invest in a game, you look at model count. Would that be?
Yes, and interestingly, another game that I pre-ordered. I pre-ordered more games last year because I don't normally pre-order. I'm not a FOMO person, but last year I pre-ordered Midgard, but also Nam 68. By Warwick Raid. In fact, I was so I ordered the deluxe edition the day that it came out. I'd put my order within an hour of it being released or going on to pre-order.
I can understand that though. That's a lovely set.
It's a lovely book, and I'd already, before that had even been released, I was looking at the way it played and the figure count, and it can easily be played at because I've got those sort of 10-15 mil Vietnam figures. I've got the star things I've done with the Rubicon ones, although I still want to paint some Gringos 40 miniatures, their Vietnam range. But again, that was a game I looked at the scale and I liked it because it changes depending on the scenario or the type of control you're doing. It can be so
narrative. That's
it is, yeah. So you can take one squad, you could take 3 squads. That really appeals to me. That sort of fluid figure count that you depending on your mission or your patrol, that, and for me that was one of the biggest sort of reasons for looking into that. I've still not got around to playing it yet. I've not even got around to painting the forces.
James is putting it on at Crack.
He is, yes. I should be very, very interested. I'll be hovering around there with intent to see what's going on. But no, that again, so figure count for me these days is a big consideration. Because I don't want, because I'm a relatively slow painter and I have trouble concentrating on sort of the same thing over. I need a change consistently to keep myself sort of occupied. Otherwise I get bored and then I just walk away from things. So figure count is definitely high on my sort of tick list of what I look for. Another one is and again, this is a recent one, is surface size playing area.
Okay.
Because
I suppose so, yeah.
I know it's been mentioned before, a lot of people saying that skirmish games, the actual playing size is getting smaller. So I play Space Weirdos on a 2x2 mat. I play the Old West version that I'm developing on a 2x2 map. Rogue Warriors, I can play that on a 3x3 or a 4x4. They're getting small and with less figure count as well. So when you combine the two,
do you think that's because? Because I think I can't remember if we talked about this before, but because games are now kind of trying to become, a lot of games are now focused more on narrative,
yes,
and therefore, you don't need the wide scope of a whole. But for that narrative in a skirmish game, I still think that grand tactical games and mass battle games can be narrative in themselves. And I think Robin and I do a good job of showing that, how you can have a narrative, and still not care about, the little spearman, because why should you? I don't. I was talking about this with some guys from work, and I was trying to convince them that the old world is not a mass battle game. And they weren't having it. And I said, but in it, again, I was like, the individual matters. Not special characters. I was like, the individual matters and contributes dice, to an attack pool. To me, that means it's not a mass battle at that point. Because if you're taking off individuals, No, you'd be removing units and brigades. That's when it's
exactly no.
So it's sort of funny. There was a comment. I can't remember what streamer I was watching. I was watching someone. He was reviewing. What game was he reviewing? I think he was watching somebody play the Little Wars Viking Raven Feast.
Oh, right, yeah.
And he was just talking about. I have to find the video, and it is he basically there was probably yes, the Vikings are a horde army, and he just goes, oh, look at that horde. I was like, there's 10. I mean, it looked great. There's a raven. There's 10 guys. It's like that bit in Gladiator when they go the barbarian horde, and there's 10 of them about to get murdered. And I'm gonna, I'll agree with James here. Is Soldiers in Napoleon? I think you would really, really enjoy Soldiers in Napoleon. I really do. You don't need hundreds. You really don't. I don't think you'll buy it, but I think you would enjoy playing it. You don't need hundreds. It creates a narrative. You're using cards to either give yourself actions, rally your troops, or play a special event on them. So you've got to decide whether you're what you're doing them. And obviously that's written by Warwick as well. And I think it's a phenomenal game. It focuses on the idea is it does a really good job of simulating a small part of a much bigger battle, because you can have things that move onto the board. You have to do a roll at the end of every. He called them turns, but really it's just a point where you refresh your hand. So it's not. He makes a weird point. It's like there's no sort of turn structure. It's just the point you refresh your hands basically and check victory conditions. He's just like, oh, let's just see how the battle's going, and you have to roll to see how the battle is going to your left flank and your right flank, because that can have an effect on what is available to you. You can suddenly get some extra victory points because the rest of the battle's going well. It can affect where your reserves come on as well. So I think that there is this push to make gaming more narrative and bring it away from the tournament scene. I saw a video yesterday. I've been doing a lot of checking and auditing of paperwork, and so I've been listening to a lot of videos. Someone was talking about the rise and fall of War Machine. And which was a bit depressing. But they were saying about the move towards the tournament scene. It became so competitive and so crunchy that it moved that way. Whereas now, I believe Steamforge are trying to release campaign packs and bring it back towards a narrative, because that seems to be maybe where people are going. Obviously, 40k they release narrative campaigns now. I mean, it's still very much a tournament thing. Do you think that has an effect? So if I looked at a game, I quite like narrative games, right? I think you do as well, don't you?
Yes.
You enjoyed building those up. If you saw a game that was basically a tournament game with no sort of feel for nothing, would that interest you?
It just doesn't. It just, for me, it feels sterile.
That's a good way. That's a good word. I like that. That's a good word.
You're only there to stomp your opponent for the most part, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's you're not crafting a narrative. You're not going to be taking the time to look at how a certain figure, the heroics it performs. During it's none of that. And I love, that's why I like about Space Weirdos. It's so small that each figure its actions.
That took 45 minutes.
What for? Space Weirdos.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like about it. It's a short game, it's a fast game. It represents about 20, 30 seconds of actual combat. But the things that can happen and the over the topness of it, the diving out the way, the random shooting, and it's just such a good game. But you could never take that into a tournament game, because there's just so little framework to it. You get given the bare bones to work and build your war bands, etc., and the combat, but it just wouldn't. It would. I mean, I think it'd be really depressing to see such a narrative and free flowing, free form game be put to a a tournament framework or a tournament perspective, that would crush my soul. It really would. It would hurt. But yeah, having that a game feel just purely tournament driven, or just have a tournament sort of ethos about it. Like I said, yeah, sterile. And sometimes when I do occasionally watch tournament gaming on YouTube, and it does have that feel to it. It's like it's hard to describe. Even when I used to go play in X-Wing tournaments, it was slightly different because it was Star Wars and everyone was just there to enjoy, making Star Wars quotes and TIE fighter noises and things like that. But at the end of the day, people were there to win. But again, that did have a massive tournament element to it. And one of the things was spending hours and hours and hours devising and crafting those ultimate cheese gaming lists with your 100 points. But I think that Star Wars, X-Men worked so casual as well, because it was just such an easy pick up and play game. You didn't have to paint any miniatures. You could really just pick up a game so easily. But it did have that tournament element to it.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose Dignity 50s just commented saying,
yes,
with the range that it is easy to try a skirmish game, less so a mass battle game, unless you've already got the stuff, and then move on if it's not quite your thing. I mean, you did that with the World War One a War Transformed, didn't you?
Yeah.
So that's a good example, and I don't want to be very careful. I don't want to rag, because what's one person's cup of tea won't be something else.
Oh no, exactly. Yeah.
But what was it? Because that's a very good topic. So there must have been something about that drew you in, because you were quite excited about that, and it wasn't just the thought of annoying Alex. And then you actually looked at it a little bit more closely and went, "Hang on a second." So is that what? Because I feel like you got had.
I did, and you know what? I think I got caught up in the hype, because it was a weird. I mean, people know I like weird games. So weird game with a sort of that World War One feel to it. So you got fantasy World War One. It was miniature agnostic, so it was kit bashing, all that. And I mean, miniature agnostic, yes. Kit bashing, yes. Small scale, yes. Skirmish. It's ticking all of my gaming boxes here.
Okay.
And it just didn't when it arrived. And again, I feel so not bad, but it could be a good game. It just didn't. I don't know. It's hard. Yes. James has said about it there. It was the amazing North Star minis that hooked me in. Shame the rules were very hard to read and not that good. I had that delivered so quickly. It's one of the quickest deliveries of Amazon I've ever had. I think I ordered it about 7:00 on the Friday, and it arrived at 10 a.m. the next day. I was like, "Is this a sign?" Yeah, it was. And normally when you get a new rule book, you sit down, you smell it like everyone does. It's that fresh rule book aroma, nothing better. It's just so good. But then I just tend to sit down and just have a bit of a read through, pick up some of the concepts, look at the mechanics, how's the combat work, what's movement, what's morale, how do you go about putting a sort of force together. Maybe it was just it just wouldn't go into my head. It wouldn't go into my brain. And I don't know why, because I'm quite good at picking up new rule sets.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't mean to be rude, but Bushido is not the most what's the right word? I love Bushido, but there's a lot of moving parts, isn't there?
Absolutely, yeah.
And that was you were straight in there,
Yeah, and again, I picked it up quite easily, and such a great game as well. The combat mechanics and that are absolutely brilliant. But it was just weird. It was just something that I don't know. whether it was just me. I know James and Andy as well. I think he jumped on it and he got it, and he was like, he just didn't like it. And I try to, whenever I get a war game, eventually I do like to play it. I like to try at least one or two games to get a feel for it. I was never compelled. I put together kit bashed 4 German soldiers, and even I thought maybe that could inspire me into being a bit more involved in it. It's just get some figures painted, and it just didn't. It was one of the weirdest things. It was a very, very strange thing. It just didn't go into my brain. It just very strange.
Wasn't meant to be.
It wasn't. And since then I have been, I know with NAM 68 I was a bit all over the place because I ordered that as soon as the email came out. I think Paul and James have posted in the Facebook group that it was now on for pre-order, and I was like, ooh, and I dropped everything that I did and just literally went and ordered it straight away. But I vowed never to do that again after being burned sort of the year before. So I do check. I mean, has that ever happened to you where you've bought a rule book and it's just not been what you thought it was going to be?
He turns around looking at his rule books. I got a couple of rule books where I like the game, but I don't like the books, if that's what I sort of look at these books and then I sit there going, dear God, what, just why? You get like massive margins, and I feel like the margins, it was like, when you have track changes on when you edit a doc.
Oh, a doc, yeah.
And then if you don't remove them, you get the comments down the side. I kind of feel like someone didn't turn that off, and you end up with I don't know why, just really massive margins really bother me. I feel like it could have been like half as long. I don't think I have. I mean, I also prescribe to Matt Wright's game testing theories.
Well, let Robin buy it.
Let Robin buy it. I mean, Robin has it. I mean, you can name anything right now, and Robin's probably got it on his shelf. Robin is a magnet for books. I mean, all I've got to do really, if I want to play a game, if I see a game, all I've got to do is kind of go, "Oh, Robin, have you seen this?" And then he'll go away and read it. And then in about 3 days, he'll have bought it. And, no, I'm joking. I mean, I'm not joking. That did happen. That has happened a couple of times. But bless him. The thing is with that, so I'm quite lucky because I've got a close group of friends, and we've all got very, very similar gaming tastes. We do like lots of different things. Like Robin and Matt really like their World War II stuff. I'll play World War II, but I'm not really going to sort of go out my way to do it. I like my ancients and my medieval stuff, and so between us we've got a good mix. But we all like narrative play. We all enjoy having a laugh more than crushing our enemies. That comes second. But every group needs a Robin. I have free will, or so I'm told. Yes. So I don't think I have. I'm just having a little think. I'm just looking at my shelves. No, I'm quite. I just don't buy rules. If I watch a lot of YouTube videos about a rule set if I'm interested in it, or try to. I will have a good look at any free PDFs or sample pages that are available before I buy into it. Taking out the period, because it could be a period that I have no interest in, but the game actually is really good, and that's how I got into By Fire and Sword. I had no interest in the 30 Years' War, like at all. none in it at all. I was just the rule. I just looked online. It was a Kickstarter for the English version, and the quality just floored me. And I bought it, and then I got into the period. But the rule I really, really enjoyed. The rules. I've got a set. Hang on, where is it? I've got a set at the minute that I'm reading through, which you might like, Steve. So this is been sent to me to review by Adam Fairclough, and it's a game called Horrible Little Men.
Oh yes.
So it's multi-period, large skirmish war game that requires as few as 20 models to get started. It's got lots of so you can use it for fantasy, you can use it, it's a lot of things. It's got some really, really unique rules in it that I really like, and some really, really fun scenarios. So I'm looking at this. So you don't have to keep track of lots of tokens and rules in this one. So it's got quite a simple system to pick up quickly. But anyway, I'm having a look at this one. What I quite like is the little expansion for the medieval thing is called Horrible Medieval Men, which basically describes the medieval period.
Quite a few of them from what I've been told.
It's great today. I think today, I'm pretty sure today is the anniversary of the birth of the Duke of York. And two things happened today. One, there was a bunch of the history pages that I follow, and it came up, and it was like, oh, today's the birthday, of Duke of York. Immediately, the Richard III supporters were in there going, no, it's not. It's Richard Duke of Gloucester, and then there would be, he wasn't born today, he was born another day, and then the people were pointing out that they're talking about his dad, the Richard Duke of York, because Richard of Gloucester, Richard III was never Duke of York. And then below, there were like full-on arguments going on about this guy's character, about there were the people there because there's some new research and stuff about how he actually died, and maybe the Battle of Wakefield didn't actually happen the way we thought, or even at all, which is really interesting. Then on the flip side of it, there are people going, no, he was a just man, and he was a really just man. It's like, no, he was a medieval nobleman, and that came with everything that a medieval nobleman was. So even saying they were good by the standard of the day, that's not high.
No.
Let's put this into some kind of perspective here. Oh god. But yeah, that's really interesting. Actually, yeah, the David Grummett and is co-written this paper. It's really good. As forgive me, I've forgotten the name of the other author, about how the Battle of Wakefield might not actually have happened at all, and Richard was actually essentially had his throat cut after being captured and taken back to like Fotheringay. It's really interesting. But yeah, so I can't even remember what my point was there. Oh yeah, just about horrible medieval people. They're all horrible.
They're all horrible.
They're all horrible.
They're all horrible.
They're all horrible. That's what I should write in my reports when we do a medieval site. If it's a medieval site, I should just get to the end and go, because we always have to write. So this evaluation has shown that the medieval, we'd say something like that the medieval archaeology in the area is based on the development of the agricultural hinterland around the medieval settlement. What I should actually change is this just proves that the medieval period was horrible. Just leave it at that.
Do you remember that when I was watching that documentary about the Plantagenets? And I just messaged you. I said, this is the angriest family in history.
You just like, you watched these episodes, and it was quite a. It was just
angry, constant. They didn't chill once. They were just constantly angry people, just all the time. Just
it's ace. That's why I love it. It's ace.
I didn't really know a lot about it. It was like a 3.5 hour documentary as well.
I think the only one of them who was particularly chill, if that's a word you could associate with them, was maybe Edward III, because even though he's kind of started the 100 Years' War, and he did cause he set in motion everything that would eventually lead to the Wars of the Roses, he was sort of chill a bit. Like I say, did cause 100, did sort of, lay claim to France.
When the worst thing that you've done is start a war, and it's not as bad as what the rest of your family
I know, which is not as bad.
The bar's pretty low at this point.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah. No, you're right. No,
I might have to rewatch that, because there was some bits I was like, that couldn't have happened. It's just the amount of people that they just offed. That was their thing. It was just
Oh, I love it. It's just why they're so much fun. But it's what if you get back into if you go pre-Dead, you go back to the Anglo-Saxon kings. They're almost some of them are almost as bad. You have like they've got such great names as well, like Edgar the Unready or Edgar the Etheling. It's like, why was he unready? Oh, because he was not this wasn't him, but he was assassinated. He wasn't ready. That's like actually what. But do you know what I mean? There's all these like amazing names. I'm going to assume that you're talking about the King and Conqueror. I've watched it. Well, I watched the first 3 episodes in their entirety. Sat there trying to put my feelings into some form of coherent order, and then Haley said I looked like I was having an aneurysm and she didn't want to watch it anymore with me, so she went away, and then I watched the rest of it. Well, I skipped a couple of episodes and I watched sort of the last 4 episodes on ×2 speed in the background while I edited a video, and I will just say it's not great. Not great.
How long was it? What was the entire? Because this is pertinent to my next point about rules. What was the overall running time for it?
Oh, 8 hours.
My point exactly. Okay, so if people didn't run through it like double speed like you did, that's 8 hours that you're never getting back, right?
Yeah. Wargaming, man.
So with wargaming, one of the things I look at now is when it gives you an average how long the game's going to last type thing, because my threshold for a single game has dramatically reduced. And again,
we've talked about this.
I don't know whether this is just again because I'm getting older and I'd rather be doing more things than just one thing. I've mentioned before my ideal skirmish game lasts than an hour. That's my ideal game, and that way you can do sort of 2 or 3. But if I had to, I keep going back to that game of ball tax me and my mate had years ago. Where we were played about 3,500 points aside, and it got to about 4.5 hours, and I was losing the will. It was just plodding, and so one of the things now is I will never subject myself to a 4.5 hour game ever again. I know I'm going to take a beating in the comments for that. I know, because I know some people love their all day gaming. 5, 6, 7, 8 hours.
Would you do it at an event though, like CrackCon or something like that?
Yes, I think CrackCon's a bit different because it's a gaming event, and I can go and I can wander off and go and see other things and speak to people, and it's a bit. But it was just a game here that's going to last for 5 hours, and just me and my mate. I think we'd both get a bit distracted, a bit bored. I don't know. I find it hurts my head. It's all the concentration, but I think it gets boring. So I always look at how long a game lasts. When actually the past 2.5 years I've been playing small skirmish games. So the Doomed, an hour, Space Weirdos, an hour, Core Space, hour and a half. Even Rogue Warriors, hour and a half, and it's all done and dusted, and it's just over. Actually, James, but yeah, absolutely agree with you. I look forward to a 2 hour run time for most club games. Absolutely, that for me, 90 minutes is about my sweet spot. I will go to 2 hours, but anything more than 2 hours, I'm getting distracted.
What you need is someone to put some kind of mechanic in a game where there's some kind of timer, perhaps with some kind of token that you take out of a little cup that will help potentially end the game early, especially if you do something really, really gutsy. I think someone should look into that.
Yes, that's a mechanic that could solve my woes.
I think so. I think so. Cool. I would have to have a think.
I mean, does that ever come into your thinking, that the length of a game?
Yeah. Yes. I mean, I play some pretty long games, but that's because we well, I'll give you an example. The game that I've got scheduled, which is on the channel for tomorrow night, which is our third Barons War game that Robin and I have played. It felt to us like that lasted like 4 hours. Okay, and I was dreading kind of editing it a little bit because I was like, oh, that's a long time. But once I got rid of us chatting and drinking coffee and just having a bit of a natter about rules and that, it is an hour and a half. It is an hour and a half. The actual game is an hour and a half. There'll always be stuff around the game. So that was an interesting editing experience. I left the camera running like while we sat there drinking coffee. I was like, oh, okay. I'm not sure people want to watch this. So it doesn't bother me a great deal. I think I would like to know that that's what I'm going in for, though. Like, I wouldn't want to turn up and play, for example, Dead Man's Hand, and then still be sitting there after 4 hours. That would, no, I want to be there for 2 hours. But likewise, I wouldn't want to set up, I don't think, like a Black Powder and Napoleonic game or a Wars of the Roses game.
No.
And it'd be over. I think between 2 to 3 hours for that would be fine. Obviously, if it's a smaller game with a smaller number of divisions, but if we were refighting, I don't know, Towton or something like that, then I'd expect to take all day. And I think I just don't like to have the same thing. You ever played like a board game or an RPG, and it takes longer to set up than it does to take it apart. Then I think there's that to me that there's a little bit of a problem, and that's how I used to feel with 40k. It was like, 40k took ages to play.
I know.
Bloody ages, and I didn't even understand why.
I may have told before years ago. I mentioned in my video the other week that when we played second edition 40k, we played whenever we could, wherever we could. If we had a flat surface, we'd play. And then one day we were around my parents because we had like a stone patio in our back garden, and we put the scenery out, and we were there. We were there for over 5 hours. And when I went in, my mum said to me, "What have you been doing today?" I said, "We've been playing 40k." She was like, "Every time I looked out, you lot were just stood around pointing at the floor." I was like, "Well, so what we were doing?" But yeah, it went on for ages.
You'd make a good archaeologist. That's really all I do in my job.
But no, I know what you mean about if you set up a game and it's over in half an hour.
Like for example, if we with our the CrackCon game, which is the second Battle of St Albans, if the other side gets tabled in an hour, I'd just be like, oh, I've done something wrong. Like the game that Dom put on, was it the second or the third one where he put on the big ECW game, and it was over.
Yeah, it was over really quickly.
Before lunch, it didn't even get to lunchtime. It was over. Right?
So Tony said, "You might like Bill Hook. Tried it a few weeks ago and wrecked my opponent's force within an hour. Felt bad as he brought the rules, models, and dice."
Yeah, that sounds very Bill Hook.
Again, so the setting up, I can understand though when people, they spend ages, crafting that tabletop. If the experience is over, 90 minutes, I can see disappointment with my tabletop for like the Doom Space Widows, Rogue Warriors. It takes 15 minutes to set it up. You get an hour and a half game out of it. You get a good narrative game. Everybody's happy, and you can move on to the game. You can say, let's have a game of Blood Bowl or something like that. I just think it's sorry, don't go say.
No. I was going to say because Dom talks about this because a lot of the time he doesn't necessarily finish the games at the club that he wants to play.
Yes, I know it's
because they're not. They're just a little bit too long. Whereas if I was doing club games, I'd probably play something slightly smaller, like the Barons War or Pillage or, these ones. But obviously, if you're getting most of your gaming at the club, then that was going to preclude you from playing the games that you might actually want to play, even if you don't finish them. So that's
Yeah, so Dave's put low figure count, short duration skirmish, your ideal. My nightmare game. Army level, 6 mil, long duration, your nightmare might. Yeah, it does. I think people just got different takes on it. That's why I mentioned about the length of films. When I watch a film, how long a film's on for, it really dictates, if I watch it or not. I mean, I watched Gettysburg last year because I was ill and couldn't do anything.
I was incapacitated.
I was. I think I had COVID. I was coughing my lungs up. I had no energy and I couldn't sleep. So I thought, right, I'm going to watch Gettysburg. I'll finally get round to watching Gettysburg. I mean,
but you never watched it before?
I'd never know the idea of watching a 4.5-hour film just chilled me to the bone. It really did. It's like when I go through film recommendations. I was flicking through the night and loads of Lord of the Rings films have been recommended to me. I was like, that's on for 3 days. Why would I sit down and watch? It's just really, really long films. But again, it's the same with gaming. If they said plays between 5 and 6 hours, I'd be like, it's not for me.
Yeah, well, no, that's not the general ethos now, is it? It's streamlined.
Well, X-Wing, we used to play. They say play for an hour. So we used to play with a set hour with an actual stop clock next to the table. Games that have set numbers of turns. That's another one. So 4 or 5 turns. So bolt actions like that. Second edition 40K, I forgot. You only play 4 turns. Those games seem to go on for hours. I don't know why.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to playing that again. But it should be interesting. The I think when you're younger, time definitely goes slower. Yeah, definitely
hit 40 and it changes.
God.
No, I think there's a definite. I think there's a definite sweet spot for me personally, but that's all again just based on. Like I wouldn't want a Rangers of Shadow Deep game. I wouldn't want that to last more than a couple of hours. I
think it's just some games that don't lend themselves to, like you said, Dead Man's Hand. Can you imagine playing a 3-hour game of Dead Man's Hand?
No.
And that's why I think my gaming style or what I enjoy or what I get more from gaming has definitely changed over the past 2.5 years since playing.
That would be a deal breaker for you then. Again, is gaming. So before you even invest in a game,
yes,
it could be a period that you adore. If it was a sort of a long period of time to play, that would be it.
It would, because again, it's just the time investment. I'd rather be doing other things, But I take a bit of a smorgasbord of gaming. If I can play, 2 or 3 different types of game in a day, rather than just one big long one that's gonna turn my brain to mush. Which that bolt action that I think we finished, it was just over 4.5 hours, and oh my god, it was like a marathon. It was just an absolute slog, and nothing seemed to be. And the dice bag just didn't seem to be going down, and there was about 30 odd dice in there. It was just, oh god.
Oh no, I remembered. I did do something during the week. I had a game of Test of Honor. I just remembered. So I did. I had a game of Test of Honor against my mate Kev, and that no one was dying. No one was dying turn after turn after turn. I'm sitting there going, what's going on?
I remember this.
No one is dying here. What's going on? Like this is the worst samurai. These are putting all the samurai to shame. And then in turn 4, bearing in mind it was like a 5-turn game. In turn 4, all of a sudden every attack he had hit, and he just tabled me in a turn. And I was just left sitting there looking at my lone samurai spearman who was left going, okay, so there was definitely a point there, because I was like, this game isn't normally like this. This is fairly rapid, what's going on. So yeah, I think sometimes you can get to a point where you're like, should we call it?
When we first started playing X-Wing, we didn't have a time limit. And then we're getting bored now of TIEs, like chasing after other TIE fighters, and just outmaneuvering each other. And so we were like, let's just take the hour they recommend and do it that way. And it made the game so much better. You knew you had an hour to trounce your opponent. So it did bring something new to it. But again, it is something new for me, because back in the day, and we're talking when I sort of the early to mid 90s when I first got into the hobby. I was a proponent of massive games. I used to love huge games of 40k. I was always the one. Let's have multiplayer games. Let's have 5-6 players playing at the same time. Let's get all our figures out and put them on the big table at the club. But now, complete opposite. It's just the idea of doing that. It hurts. It really does. It's not something that really appeals to me.
Lazy Pirate says, for Kings of War, players normally get an hour each on a chess clock, so maximum 2-hour game to play your 6 or 7 turns.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Alid, when I was a time pro, I used to play tournaments as it was 5 games over the weekend. Now I'm time rich, enjoy having a laugh and a joke when playing at the club or events like CrackCon. Oh, speaking of which, we do have some news.
Oh, right. Well, it's 9:15, so let's go to the news. I'll prepare the.
I do have a few things in lieu of Dom being here. Right then. Let's start with our stuff first. We never start with our stuff.
No, let's start with
okay.
Stuff.
So, first of all, thank you to everybody who has been putting in the merch orders. I'm really busy, very, very busy. It is the biggest number of merch orders we've ever had. So, thank you so much. The good news is that the dice, they're all here. So, this is this year's PCP dice. So, these aren't just going to be for CrackCon. These are the initial ones that are at CrackCon. And then, as always, we're going to make them available. But I have a better picture. So we went with some white ones. They don't glow in the dark, as someone asked, and they are ever so slightly see-through. Genuinely, I've been taking these out of the bag and pre-rolling them for people, and I can confirm that they don't roll 6s. So
mine didn't.
Yeah,
I've not used mine since I used them in one game of Bolt Action. Got thrashed by Rich, and it was so bad he refused to be even near them.
So, I mean, look at those. Look how nice. Look,
there we go.
So
that's what you want to see.
Got a whole load of those. So, currently, we still have stuff available. So, just to remind people, this is all going to our charity, which is called the Brain Tumor Charity, supporting the same charity that Warlord and everyone else did for Paul Sawyer. And the list at the moment is, if you want an event t-shirt, which is available in black, olive, or off-white, they are £20. Now, the dice are currently sold out. They went in, how long have I posted them? 3 days? They're all gone. I ordered a lot of dice and they're all gone. But if they're currently, I haven't had any new orders for dice, but if you are interested, drop us an email at theplasticcrackpodcast@gmail.com, and I will. And as soon as there's enough sort of orders because there's a minimum order I have to put in, I can order some more, and then we can get them in, so long as they'll be in before CrackCon. The mugs are on the horizon as well, and of course they're all in one combo. So. Yeah, they're going really, really well. Just as a reminder, here's this year's shirt. This is it in the black, but I say it's also available in olive and off-white. And we've had and just as I didn't point it out last time, they're available from small to 5XL. I think that covers every wargamer in every way. And after you've been to the curry, the 5XL is perfect, because everyone's been seeing. It's amazing. We've not sold this many shirts before. Hopefully this new system, the way we're doing it, is going to work, because we're just going to be able to sort of pump a bit more towards the charity. Speaking of the charity, we will have our charity raffle. You've probably seen the post in the Facebook group that Hayley's put up. She will be what's the right word? Aggressively pursuing people with raffle tickets.
Yeah.
In the pub before. It all goes to a good cause. It's £1 a strip. That's it. She has bought 5,000 raffle tickets this year.
Jeez.
Yeah, she doesn't think she's made out, but last year, do you remember she had to go on an emergency trip to go?
Yeah, it ran out.
We ran out of raffle tickets in the pub the night
there was
before.
Much generosity as well as weird beers flowing around that pub,
which is amazing.
Yes,
thank you. So that is going to be really nice. Can we do a t-shirt in pink? Send me an email. I'll have to have a look if that's an option available. Send me an email to remind me. We might be able to do a one-off, a custom one, I'm sure.
A bespoke one.
So, yeah.
A bespoke T-shirt.
Is that what's going to be on mine? It says
Yeah.
on the front, but and on the back it just says woke tosser. Do you know our video last week got like demonetized like within about like 10 minutes? I don't know. I don't know. We were nothing worse than normal. I didn't know.
Well,
So I was a bit confused.
there mustn't have been enough weasel speak.
You're on a roll. Yes, and then for the raffle, to everybody who has contributed prizes to the raffle, thank you so much. I've got boxes and boxes of bits and bobs here. We still need more gifts. So anyone who has got, I say gifts, donations, not gifts. Anyone, if you've got a rule book that you bought that you it wasn't what you thought it was going to be, like the War Transformed or something like that. There's a home here. Where we happily take it off your hands. All we ask is that what people send in, if you're sending in painted stuff, absolutely cool. That's totally fine. Either or just, box stuff. It can be opened, but preferably not half clipped off sprues or anything like that. Just anything and everything is welcome, and it's all going to a very good cause. I will again stop Ken from putting his random half melted pieces of shit in the goodie bags, and we got some fun in the goodie bags coming this year. So that's the call there. If you want to check if anything is suitable for the raffle, or if you have any questions about merch or about the games or about the day in general, please just drop us an email at plasticcrackpodcast@gmail.com and one of us will pick it up. That being said, there is going to be some more information coming out in the next couple of weeks about all of the games. Now, we completely appreciate that a lot of the people who watch the stream and that aren't necessarily coming to a day. So we will try really, really hard to obviously make sure that we're not just solely going on about that, but we are very, very excited. We will do our best. Now, on with some actual news. James mentioned this in the chat, but the medieval skirmish game. Hang on, I'm going to pronounce this. Écorcheurs. It means flayers. I know that. Is now available on Kickstarter. This is produced by a chap called Rob Jones. I think I've got that right. Rob Jones, I believe. Sorry if I've got that wrong. And it's been published through Gripping Beast. And that awesome artwork is by Kez Draws Fights. Follow him on Instagram. He's awesome. He gets all these kind of effigies off of tombs, and he draws them in this really nice sort of 2D style. He can get jigsaws. He's done so many battles. And you can get them as jigsaws and mugs. I really, really like them. He's done an amazing Bosworth one. It's really cool. But anyway, so this is up on Kickstarter at the moment. It's going to deliver in January. It's got some really interesting mechanics. This is entirely narrative based. There is like nothing about points in here. You kind of just bring what you want and just kind of figure out your opponent a bit. Or this is jumping into an already very busy market with medieval games. I feel like I'm getting a bit spoiled at the minute because I like them all. I can't even really actually think of any medieval ones I don't particularly like. I mean, I love them all, and they all kind of hit a different spot for me. This is written with the main focus, at least for sort of if you want the core rules, being for the early part of the 100 Years' War. But there's nothing to say that it won't suit other periods as well. So if you head over to Kickstarter, you can find this. There's bespoke dice and some other bits in there, but it's all very reasonably priced. You can just pick up the rule book if you want the rule book, and there's some other bits and bobs as well. So it's well worth checking out. Now, what have we got here? Oh yes, Great Escape Games have got their Plastic Gallows set coming out.
Oh yeah, my mates. Yeah,
that
looks really nice.
Yeah,
that's a great centerpiece for a game, isn't it?
Well, I've got the old one, the MDF one. But yeah, this is cracking. I might have to upgrade, but I could see this being used again in multiple systems. So that could be quite fun. You could use that in one of your you could use it in Wild West. Well, we're using your Wild West weirdos.
Yes,
for definite.
I just think it just looks so cool, doesn't it? It just really
it does.
It's
up for pre-order in a minute, and that is £20. And you get the whole plastic thing and the figures on it. Warpath, Epic Warpath, which is Mantics, have got some. Now, I don't really know much about this, but I know there's some people in the chat who really enjoy it, and I've seen more and more pictures coming up on the Facebook page. So this is their big battle. This is their version of Epic, isn't it? This is their.
It is, yes.
So there's a couple of battle sets out at the moment, and do you know what? I've forgotten their names. These are these guys, and they look very nice. I'm so bad. I've forgotten what they're called. I had it all written down, and then I realized I've been using that piece of paper to dry my brush. Hang on. Where are they?
It's not GCPS by any chance, is it?
That sounds like something the people are going to come and audit me. These are, yes, they are. Well done.
It wasn't me, it was James.
Oh, okay.
In the chat.
Oh, you should have just taken. You should have. Yeah, you should have absolutely just taken it. Yeah, so this is everything you need to get started with the GCPS in your games of Epic Warpath. Yep, and then you've got these, which are the nameless. That was a lot easier to remember. There we go. We got the nameless. So yeah, if you're not, there's an alternative out there to Warhammer Epic or Warlord Epic. There's another Epic. And then the last one, Moonstone.
Oh yeah.
Now Moonstone, it keeps on building in popularity. The whimsical side of things. Now they've got some Halloween miniatures coming up. Some all releases they've got a Halloween miniature and some new releases. So first of all, I mean, your guess is good. I missed Dom. Dom was it. So this is some kind of. I mean. It's a kind of a mouse. I have no idea what it is. But yeah, we have this mounted figure. I think it's quite cool. But this is the Halloween release. This really is cool.
What?
I think that is really cool. This game is just getting, more and more popular.
Yes.
The game shop that I go to quite a lot, it's always on sale. He says that he's constantly buying in new lines of it because it keeps on getting bought. So yeah, those of you who like Moonstone, there's new releases on the way. That's all I saw this week. There were a couple of other bits and bobs, but I thought I'd save those for apparently that's a desert rat.
Oh.
It's a desert rat. There we go.
Like the one from Dune.
That's a film that nearly ended me.
Hang on.
How can you not like long films and like that?
I do like the occasional long film. So that my Godfather 1 and 2, I could sit through them most weekends because they're that good. The Dune films, brilliant.
I took me 4 things to get through Dune, the new one. It took me 4
really
things to get through it. Yeah, I got indigestion halfway through the second time I was trying to watch it, and I've decided that was the fault of the film. Yeah, I think we're going to disagree about the quality of Dune.
I enjoyed. Do you know what I was shocked? A couple of months back, my best mate me around. We just talk about films, and they both said I felt like just removing them from the premises. They found Blade Runner boring.
What, the first one?
The first one.
No.
I was
about to say I like the new Blade Runner 2049.
Yes.
I think that's amazing. And that's directed by the same chap who directed Dune. And I just wish, because there was talk about him, or a rumor that there was going to be a Blade Runner series, not necessarily about Deckard or anything like that, but just set in the Blade Runner universe. And it would be, and then Dune came along and he did that instead. And I was like, nah, because I thought 2049 was amazing. I
thought it was a
thought that was brilliant,
great film.
But
when they just said, I was so incredulous I couldn't speak. I was like Mo from The Simpsons. I was choking on my own rage.
We've all got friends like that. They're strange. They're strange. Where is it? Once Upon a Time in America. Oh, I thought. Do you know? For a minute, I thought you meant. I thought you meant Eddie Murphy. I thought you meant the Coming to America.
No, I can't remember whether. I don't think I've seen it. That's an epic. That's on for a very, very long time.
I haven't watched that in years. I have watched it.
I think the next time I get COVID, I think I'll.
But then, to be fair, the director's cut of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, that's getting on for 3.5 hours.
Yes,
but that's amazing as well. So, anyway, sorry, we're rabbiting about films again.
Dawn's advice: unfriend them immediately. Yes. Right, let's have a look at some starred comments. I'm going to run through these quite quickly because there's some really good ones on the Facebook group we're going to get to. So, we're talking about when you get something, you're instantly disinterested by it. So Bitty's put it happened with 6 Mil Samurai.
My problem was that I wish I'd have been disinterested in them the moment they turned up. I was disinterested in them when I finished painting them and wanted them gone from my sight.
And your memory.
No,
Andy, if it speaks to me, I'm all in. Good stuff. Carl, call of exceptions. I try to resist the FOMO. I give it a year or two to see what the long-term reactions.
That
is sensible. Nick Games agrees with you, Martin. Yeah, there's flags before you invest. Definitely.
Yeah.
If
there's a period with that, yeah. Although I have been enjoying doing my own recently.
That's brave. Nathan, the first thing I do is mention to my wife, if you do that, you'll end up under the patio look. I can start looking into the period of minis. Good stuff. Again, always keeping your general health and safety to the forefront of your mind when you're invested in a game. Ewok Kebab. It's funny you said new rules. I'm sat here with 200 minis to paint for a rule set that hasn't sold 100 copies yet, according to the author. That sounds pretty niche.
What's that? Let us know what that is.
Let us know what that is.
Might be able to sell a few more.
Hobby Brush. I look at the minis themselves and see if I can find some in-game photos or videos, not because I care about the rules. I purely want to see if I like the look on the table and the models in hand. Always a great approach. I mean, I think aesthetic definitely how it looks.
This is a good example. I came so close to investing in Spearhead. Really close. But as I understand it, now, obviously, I could buy a Spearhead Force and use them for whatever, but I was quite interested in the game mechanic. I quite liked it. There's a really good video online, came out last week, where it's actually the game designer for Spearhead. He's left GW, and he's actually talking about how he developed it. He's talking about the GW process, if you like, and it was really, really interesting. Really, really good. I'll have to find the link for it and share it. It was really interesting. But as I understand, you have to use that board. You have to use that game board. That's something to know. I mean, I
think we mentioned it. We were chatting last week about this, where it's set up. Is it set up in a certain way on a certain board, and the scenery?
Yeah, the board is double-sided. The objectives, so there's these areas on the board that different things might happen in the game, which is fine, and that's the game. But that for me, that's put me off. I want to make my custom table. I want to build my scenery and change it every game. I want to have, different things. So that for me, that's put me off.
Yeah, it's a bit. I mean, it would be. I mean, for me, I just like the idea of an army in a box, and you paint it, and that's all you use. Dan has currently trying to get sucked into Mantic's Epic Warpath, holding off to see if friends are interested to make sure I'd have people to play with. That's always a good approach. Big Small Worlds. I simply buy everything that's of any use to my Warhammer Tilia setting, as long as they're not waving weapons around, which greatly limits the story photo opportunities. Mondo, I had the turning circle of a tanker when it comes to new rules. They are ordered, but by the time I start thinking the figures everyone else is playing and moving on to the next thing. I would refer you to how long it took me to paint up my 2 Blood Bowl teams that I bought in 2016. It took me a while to paint those. Hobby Spots NZ. I really like the look and theme of the epic Hail Caesar, but hate the rules. I may try and use the minis of Midgard on a grander scale. Camberwell Johnny. I have a simple checklist to whether to invest or not. 1, can I afford? Not necessarily barrier. 2, can I get it without the missus finding out? Yeah, that's always, again, I'll refer you back to
It seems to be a common theme.
Yeah, general health and safety and all that. Tony, my research can be a bit lazy. You four introduced me to lots of new games, and Peachy and a few others on YouTube helped me to see how a game plays, scale, and size of investment. Yep. Rich, unless I discover the elixir of eternal life, I will never live long enough to play all of the rules I've managed to collect over the years. Is that a common affliction? A common affliction. James, one of my first considerations is, does the game contain Prussians? Matt, best rule set for mechanics is Chain of Command. There are lots of rules, but you don't worry about them. It rewards you for doing what you expect a platoon commander would have. Top stuff. Yep. Don, I can't even remember all the rules games that I've bought based on things said in this podcast. He's thinking of contacting a lawyer. It's an interesting one from David. Rule sets that require rebasing, I tend to find less tempting. That's an interesting one. That is a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that.
And we've reached the bottom of those. Right, I'm going to go onto the Facebook group now because some of these, really interesting. Let's have a look. So first up, we have always good to get the opinion of Wargaming royalty. Yorkshire Ken. I've always looked at the other way around. I get interested in a period, decide how I want it to look, usually massive, and then try and find rules that fit what I'm after. So that's Ken's unique approach. Matt was talking about Robin being the purveyor of all the rule sets. Steve, none really. I normally just jump in feet first, buy armies and everything else. Most of the time it works out okay, but every now and then I realize I've made a mistake and sell a lot. Dom does that, doesn't he? If he buys a game and he's not happy, he gets rid. He sells the entire lot en masse.
Yeah, he does.
He did that with that World War II game. He bought the rules. The set, the tokens, what have you. I think he watched a couple of battle reports, then sold it without even playing it. Good stuff. Jonas, when something I'm really looking forward to, like Adeptus Titanicus 2018, I'll start a savings account, totally overbuy on release, build and paint at least 2 opposing armies who will then end up their career in a box in the attic, rinse and repeat. Alid, I just go with the voices in my head.
Those voices sound a little bit like Dom.
He's actually put based on the reaction, carry on as normal or hide it in the shed or painting room till all blows over. Plus, if it's serious, I blame Dom. Works every time. He does get a lot of flack, Dom, for getting people into different games, doesn't he?
He does. It's well deserved.
It's well deserved. Ray, I always research a new set of rules, or even older rules. Hopefully, there would be an introductory video available, if not written reviews. But of course, we could all be drawn in by the hype. I find I have too many rules, which I will probably never use because I actually prefer to create my own. It's interesting. Newsface Studio. The process usually goes something like this. My brother finds a rule set. We chat for 5 minutes. I'm sold. Buy loads of stuff. In 10 years, we have the first game. There's no turning back. Edward, I usually watch a few battle reports and cover some of the rules. Yeah, I think that's a good go to it. Sometimes battle reports, just so you can get a feel of how the actual game plays. Steve, I always pick up some sample minis to see if I can stomach painting 500 of them.
Oh, yeah. Can I just chip in?
Yeah.
Right, guys. So I can already tell you're going to go and look at this. So Ewok Kebab was updated about the game you bought that's only sold like less than 100 copies. It is Black Iron Sigil, 28mm, 50 minis aside, grim dark black powder with Necromancer generals. Steve is now going to buy this. Black powder with necromancer generals.
Grimdark Black Powder Necromancers. Sign me up. That's all kinds of goodness going on right there. Yeah, so Steve, I say pick some sample money, see if I can stomach painting 500 after. Did you do up with there the Prussian land there, Steve? I'd be interested to know. Aaron, I blame Martin. Okay, there we go. Certainly for Baron's War, Guards of Trader's Tower, Wars of the Roses, Gallic Wars. Should I continue? Jason, enjoy reading new rules as I love seeing ideas and mechanics the author decides to use. Having said that, most rules produced these days have high production standards and cost quite a bit, so I tend to watch YouTube demos for playthroughs before I decide to part with cash. I'd say that's a big one. That some rule books are definitely an investment of
they are
of not just time but money as well. Mike, it depends if someone from the club already has it. I tend to get excited and start slow, then just lose my shit and go all in. I can imagine that's that's definitely a war gamers thing, that isn't it? You go all in. I think looking back to that time when I mentioned it the other week, remember I said me and my mate bought those 6mm armies. He bought British and I bought French. Yeah, and then when he handed me the bag of these 6mm, and it was like someone had just put a cannonball in my hand. I was like, ugh. And the sheer amount, I was like, that was going all in. We didn't start like slowly there. He just went out and said, I'm going to buy the 2 starter sets. And then I lost mine.
I take it you got them from Bacchus, was it? Or...
Yeah, they were Bacchus. At least I think they were. Yeah, they look like Bacchus miniatures. They were on the strips. And like I say, I painted 4 strips, and then questioned my life choices. And
what have you done with them?
They got lost. When I moved house, I think I threw them out, because I was never going to use them. Steve, yeah, only 100 Prussian land there. Well, that's about 88 more than I managed, because I painted about 12 of them. Whoa, awful. What else we got? Kurt wanted to get back into fantasy war game after 20 odd years away. I searched on YouTube to see what it was about other than Warhammer. Found Kings of War and Conquest. Watched Let's Plays on YouTube. Went for Kings of War. Bought the rule book. Then Mantic Minis came along with paints, etc. But tell you what, people only have good things to say about Kings of War, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
That's definitely an overriding theme when people mention it. It just seems to be a good game with a really positive community. And if any of the photographs that Lazy Pirate posts up, the tournaments look absolutely immense.
Oh, they do.
They do.
They look very cool. Very, very cool.
Simon, the most 2 evil words in the English language are starter set.
Yeah. A good starter set seems to be almost a given now, doesn't it? It's like if you
can't. The last starter set I bought was the Epic Pike and Shot. That was 2.5 years ago.
Starter sets. I bought the Baron's War one, which is phenomenal. To be honest, I've got out, and I went halves in on the Conquest one.
Oh yeah,
I've done well. I've painted a few things from which I really need to get into gear and do some more. There's so many miniatures and so little time.
It'd be interesting with the new Blood Bowl coming out soon as well. It would be, Bretonians and Tomb Kings. I can't believe. I mean, since I bought my copy in 2016, 2 other versions have come out since then. It took me 3 years to paint 2 teams. I've actually got 3 teams: humans, orcs, and Skaven, which is a really, really good game. Ewok, does it have drummers? No, not in my version. It won't have drummers. Kevin has put my wife says, how many history books and wargaming rules can anybody write about one period? I still buy what I'm reading are historical period rules and have loads of full shelves. Yeah, when I reorganized my gaming stuff last year, I've now got bookshelves in my living room just for war games rules, and I'd forgotten how many I own. And ones that I never played but have now been superseded by like a version 2 or a version 3. That seems to be a common theme. Although last week finding my Necromunda rule books last week, my God, that was just such. I can play original Necromunda again because I've got.
You're happy, weren't you?
I was so happy. I saw somebody selling the resource books for 40 quid on eBay, which I thought was quite cheap for the three resource books. It was the main rule book. Then there was the resource book for the campaigns and Outlanders as well. I forgot I owned that. I always thought I didn't own that, but then I remembered. I checked with my brother. We did actually own it. We actually owned Outlanders.
I remember that one. That's where the redemption were in that.
Yeah, redemptions and the scavvy gangs as well, full of mutants. Again, that was just such a great game because the background to it, the campaign system was just brilliant.
Have you played the more up-to-date version?
No, because I just found it so inaccessible because there's so many different versions. You need the rules. I think you need cards. You need gang-specific books, and I just. It was the same with Kill Team though. I found that a bit inaccessible as well. I just thought, I just find it difficult that they had like different seasons, and then you had
right. Well, it's like a computer game now, isn't it? It's like get your season pass. Yeah, it
is. Yeah, but at least with old 1995 Necromunda, like you've got Necromunda and you've got Outlanders, and that's it. That's all you need to play a full campaign system. And that was a brilliant. Yeah. That was a brilliant 2-starter box as well with the Goliaths and the Orlocks.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah,
that was really good. So that's the only war game me and my brother ever played. He's got no real interest in war gaming, but when we played Necromunda, yeah, he loved it. That and X-Wing as well. He did love it. He did like X-Wing. Yeah, same with Kill Team and Necromunda. Amazing minis and games, but a bit bloated. But the minis are perfect for a game about weirdos set in space.
I'm out of drink, so I'm not taking.
I didn't say it. I said weirdos in space. It was.
Oh, I thought that was actually James trying to be.
No, it was me. It was me avoiding saying space weirdos. But yeah, Matt's put he's looking forward to Blood Bowl Bretonians. Yes. I am very, very interested in Blood Bowl Bretonians. I think
I did just see that comment Matt just put up about the Judge Dredd guy coming over to France to see him for the War Games holiday.
Oh, really?
I've lost the comment. Where's it gone? I just had the editor of the Judge Dredd stay for a War Games holiday for a week. Just ordered a bunch of Judge Dredd and some new terrain. That's what you need, though, isn't it? When someone you say, before you invest. Get the person who made the game to show you before you invest. Crack on. Before you invest in Midgard, get James to show you.
Play the game. Yes.
Before you invest in Ruckus and the new version, where Mike is going to be at CrackCon demoing Ruckus, get Mike to show you.
I would say to people,
if
you are after CrackCon and you do get a chance to play Ruckus, go for it.
Actually, news on that. So, CrackCon is on the 18th.
Yeah.
On the 13th, which I've just confirmed today, Mike will be on the stream to chat about the new version of Ruckus, which he'll then be showing at CrackCon. So you can get all those creative juices flowing.
That's going to be good. Look forward to that. There we go, Carl. Exactly what I'm doing this CrackCon. Yeah, a wise choice, Carl. A wise choice. Got the rules of Ruckus and Bill Hooks, actually. There we go. Right, let's have a look at what some folks have been putting paint on for the past week.
Putting paint on things.
Paint on things. Again, massive thank you to everyone that continually posts up in the Facebook. we are rapidly approaching 2,000 members in the
We
group,
are nearly there.
Immense. It really is. But it's just brilliant. I know I say it all the time, but the sheer diversity of stuff that people are posting, the battle reports, their works in progress, the finished units, the scales, the periods, just such. I would struggle to name a more diverse group on Facebook of what people are posting up. It's just such a great. It's an inspiration, and again, it's dangerous for people's wallets as well when people are posting up games or miniatures they've never seen before. So it can be dangerous for you.
Let me just pop it down. Just got another. Ewok Kebab, is Crackcon sold out? I live in Derby, so I suppose I should shop. It currently is. However, there's a reserve list, and there might be 1 or 2 people who drop out. So if you're interested, pop me an email. If you are coming to Crackcon and you can't make it to Crackcon, please let us know, because then we can refund you, sell a ticket or whatever. So just pop us an email at the Plastic Crap Podcast at gmail.com. Dwarven Mustache, I believe you emailed us as well. I think you did. But yes, you're on the list. So yeah, just pop us emails at the Plastic Crap Podcast at gmail.com.
Cool.
If we can, we will sort you.
Right. Starting off with Gary, who's been painting some skirmishing Austrians.
Nice.
White and yellow. They're brilliant. They are so cool. Do you like the?
They're cool. I like the. I love most about that, and I'm assuming it's intentional that he's matched the flowers with the uniforms.
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, I love the miniatures, but I just love that as well.
I never noticed that. That works really well as well. Good stuff. Up next, bit of World War II. So Connor, he posted quite a lot of photographs, but these really stood out. I do like these. So these are his USMC. Look at those.
Oh wow!
Absolutely, I love the love the camouflage pattern on.
I love the ground. I mean, I do. The model's racing, but the ground cover looks wicked.
Yes. That's that plastic kit. So the plastic US Marines kit by Warlord remains one of my favorite, because it's so versatile and you can use so many of the bits and pieces with other bolt action kits, especially the arms. But no, if you're in the group, check out the full post that Connor put up to see more of this army. It is brilliant. It is really, really brilliant.
Yeah, nice.
This one stood out. I just think this is brilliant. Look at that! Just look at that!
Holy moly!
So that's Babylonians crossing into the Levant. But I just thought that river and the scenery.
I missed this one. Like, who did that? I missed it.
That is Bill.
Bill.
Yeah. So I think it's. I'm scared to ask what scale that is. Is that 28 or is it 15?
I just love it.
But
fantastic.
That's a brilliant looking river. It's got those plastic palm trees.
So it's a tributary. It's
that's brilliant. These now up next. I painted quite a few of these before Crackcon 2 years ago. And Jacob's been painting some others. These are Stargrave. Look at those.
Whoa. Oh, those are ace. They would be perfect for some strange people, maybe even weird in space, right?
If you're weird in space, I think that this has got you covered. Now, what I like about these, again, like the US Marines, that they can be used in conjunction with so many the North Star kits. I've got a box of the automatons that I've not even opened yet. Well, I've opened them. I've not even worked on them. But they would go together really well with the crew, with the mercenaries, with the scavengers. Just such a great line of really versatile plastic miniatures. But yeah, they look fantastic. Another one where there was quite a lot of pictures posted up in this post, but I chose this one. So Kelly has been painting Barefoot Jousting. And I don't know why, but that's my favorite. They were riding all kinds of weird and wonderful creatures. but that looks like he's riding like was it a ferret or a
It's a
stoat?
ferret.
That's a ferret.
I mean,
why not? Just
what?
why not? Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, check out Kelly's posts. But he's done loads of them, and they look fantastic. Change of scale and period. Now, when these were first posted, I thought these were 28 mil, and then I found out they were 15. And yeah, so this is Joseph, and these are some 15 mil Polish Cossacks.
Oh yeah, he did by fire and sword. They are
phenomenal. They are so. I thought they were 28. I really did. Just the detail. What I like about it is the colours pop when in contrast to the horses. There's just such that big contrast between the two. But they're brilliant. I don't know if James is still in the chat, but he posted up Henry Tudor.
Yes. No, that does look cool because he's done his Richard because he's been at Tamworth doing a Battle of Bosworth thing Midgard. So no, that's very cool. And you've got the Earl of Oxford next to him as well. So yeah, there he is.
Very
nice, very clean. I love it.
It is, yeah. Like I said, the white on that horse is very, very clean. Matt next, he's back to World War II. He's been painting up some US airborne.
Hey, a lot of World War II love today. Last week it was like lots of Napoleonics.
This is there has been over the past sort of 10 days a lot of World War II posters. This is a kit that's grown on me. When these first came out, I wasn't keen, but when I've seen them, I don't know, just something about them. Didn't like them. Didn't like them. But the more I see, yeah, that I really liked them. And the way people are painting them up, they look fantastic. Just love the sort of muted colours he's got on there. Really cool. Lovely. Right, this one is from Matthew, who put on a massive game of, I think it was black powder. I want to call everyone's attention to the amount of Prussian Landwehr in this picture.
Yeah. It looks awesome.
It's so awesome, but my word. Prussian Landwehr all over the place. Look at them.
Very cool.
Very, very, very nice.
I love the lances at the front. They're really awesome.
Yes. Okay, so we mentioned Conflict 47 earlier. So Paul has been painting up some of the Fireflies. Look at them.
When you say Paul, I'm assuming this is Paul Mackay.
It's Paul Mackay, yes.
Right, yeah. Really nice.
Really.
I don't know what to say. I didn't wait for you to confirm that was Paul Mackay before I said really nice, but yeah, that's good.
No, I think that's got Paul's hallmark all over them. They look nice. They're really, really quite big figures as well. Really quite chunky. More World War II with Oliver, who's been painting some British infantry for Italy.
Oh wow. Those are amazing. Look how clear. I really like these sort of, the beige on those. That's lovely.
What I like, if you look really carefully, they look cell shaded the ways, but they've got that cell shaded feel about them. I just thought they were brilliant. I just thought the washes and the highlights just so different, but they look really, really cool.
They look awesome.
Very nice.
Top stuff this week.
So Stephen has been painting some Space Wolves. Look at that chap.
Hey.
Tactical rock or what? That is great. And that colour, I do like that colour. It's not quite grey, not quite blue. It's just.
You're happy with that?
I'm happy with that. Yeah, I don't like.
Yeah,
I don't like that baby blue colour. It just doesn't do it for me. But that is fantastic. And Terminators are actually becoming proper scale these days. If you compare them to the ones from 20 years ago, they're huge. Mm-hmm. They really are big. Last, we're going to end with two Napoleonics. So Stephen has been done. It's the 6 Inniskilling Dragoons. Just I don't have the words.
Jesus. Oh, that's so cool.
That is just phenomenally good. Just that white is so crisp. It is unbelievable. God, I can't even begin to imagine painting anything like that to that quality. Absolutely brilliant.
It's just brilliant.
So cool. And to finish off, it's more Napoleonics with Tony, who's done some. It's a French 6-pounder.
Hey. I was about to say we hadn't seen any artillery.
Got everything, all bases covered tonight. That's lovely. I think that's really, really nice.
Oh, I see what you did there. That was good.
What?
All bases.
Oh, I came out by accident. But that is really good. Some absolutely fantastic stuff being posted in the Facebook group. Continue to do so. There will be a link to the group in the description below. Just womble across, answer the questions, and yeah, just start posting up battle reports, works in progress, finished units.
Yeah, terrain pictures, whatever.
Terrain, anything, post it. It's always like to see anything in there. It's a really cracking group. Well, there we are. We are officially into overtime because we.
That was really good. Really enjoyed that.
1 minute past. That was interesting, and hopefully, people will be
amused.
The fact that I like my games to be small scale, 45 minutes, all done and dusted. Again, my proclivities have changed so much over the years. We are back next week
with me.
With you.
And we are over on my channel. It's going to be a good one. Really looking forward to this. So we're over on my channel. So Dom will be back with us, and we're being joined by Alex from Storm of Steel. And we're going to just catch up with what Alex has been up to, but we are going to be chatting wargaming expectation versus reality. And that could be expectation versus like I want to know what everyone else thought when you got into this hobby. What were your expectations and what's the reality? And is that mostly I wanted to play these massive battles. Reality, I have no money. Or it could come from our point of view, which is why when you became we started doing this on YouTube. What were our expectations of doing it on YouTube? Definitely want to hear Alex's opinion on that. And then what's the reality? Which is basically just replying to really picky comments that call you names.
Yes.
It's going to be really good.
That's definitely the reality.
I'm going to pop it up in the Facebook group. Come over there, have a comment on it, and let me know. Just remember, if you want to be on the CrackCon waiting list, you need to email us. And also, if you want any of the stuff, email us as well.
Yeah. Brilliant. Well, thanks everybody for joining us on this Monday night. Don't forget, we are sponsored by Boards and Swords Hobby. PCP5, use the code on the web store when you're checking out to get an additional 5% off your order. Big thank you to everyone that's watching this on the catch-up. Oh, God, I'm really going through it.
God, you can do it.
And there's links to comment, like, share, comment, subscribe, all that malarkey. God, I'm like a well-oiled machine doing this, aren't I? I really am. The epitome of professionalism. Links down below. Anyway, take care, everybody. Enjoy your hobby week. Oh, if anyone's at the Warlord Games Open Day, I've got my shots and my passport, and I'm going to be there. So yes, I'm looking forward to that. Should be good. Me mingling amongst real human beings again. That's always something different, isn't it? Brilliant. Right, take care, everybody, and we shall see you over on Martin's channel next week. Take care. See you soon.
Bye-bye. Bye.